With me is a longtime beat writer for the Detroit News, Lynn Henning. You're actually editor emeritus almost with the paper now. And you're dealing with these players and these great teams over the years. What do you most take from the 68 Tigers?
I was 16, Roy, and so it was a little bit before I became professionally engaged with baseball. But because the Tigers were the team that you grew up with in this state and in this town, I think primarily because the season was 162 games, and really from April until September or even October, the Tigers were the team that you kind of woke up with and went to bed with every night. And for that reason, they had an endearing quality to the populace at large. And as this whole incredible fairy tale unfurled in '68, everybody got really absorbed by it. And then there was all the drama. There were the late inning victories, the McLean 30th victory that year, which of course hadn't been done at that point in 34 years and hadn't been done in 51 years. Yeah, once in 84 years that's happened, and it happened that year with McLean. Then Lolich in the World Series, Mickey Stanley in the World Series. There was so much lore to it, so much incredible imagination and fantasy that became part of baseball reality here, that it's no wonder that people were caught up. And for that reason, the town and the team of '68 remain, in my mind, the most surpassing sports memory of my life, even more than the '84 team, which was in itself, of course, incandescent, but that 35-5 start became really more the story of the '84 Tigers, whereas the '68 Tigers had so many more elements to them from start to finish.
Two more questions. The second question, with the power kick happening in '67 with the riots and so forth, and the near miss of the Tigers, it just made it that much sweeter, it seems like, for all of Detroit, for having something positive to celebrate.
No question about it. Everybody was weary, and not just because of the riots. They were weary of the Vietnam War. They were very, very weary of racial strife and the divisions that were creating so much injustice in this town and elsewhere. We needed something to feel good about, something that would really bind us together, something that could give us a chance to high-five one another all the time. And the '68 Tigers did that. I think they were very much part of a tapestry nationally and locally. And for that reason, again, they have an enchanting nature to them that is different from other teams.
Now, some of the players back in the '60s were part of a rebuild that when the Tigers went downhill.
Right.
And then players like Willie Horton, Bill Freehan, and
right.
They came up through the farm system. What similarities do you see between that and maybe what you see today? Do you see any at all?
In some respects, you saw that, of course, with the '84 team because Trammell and Whitaker and Gibson and Parrish and Morris and Petrie, they all came together over the span of a few years leading to '84. The '68 team was different in one regard. Most of those players were homegrown. They were from this region because it was previous to the big league draft that those players were signed back when scouts simply... It was '65 was the first year of the draft. So Willie Horton, Jim Northrup, Mickey Stanley, Bill Freehan, etc. were all local guys who had been signed, and that made them a little bit more attached, I think, in a lot of ways, again, to the fabric of the state and to the town.